Hello everyone, this is Indu. I hope you are doing well. This is part 3 of Onion architecture. So let's start. So we are here to making a interface and what we can do here, we can make a separate console application for data sets layer, for DTOs, for service, and this is our main application, that is the onion architecture here. Okay, so now we can make a interface, then implement this interface definition method definition here in the project service. So let's start. Firstly, we will make a method to get uh, all projects, like we if we have 100 projects, so we can make this method. In this, with the help of this method, we can easily get our all the records related to this entity project. So let's start. So firstly, we can write here task. We need to write here task because we are using a sync and await. Here I enumerable. So enumerable we are using when we want to fetch all the data from the database. And there is a important question: what is the difference between enumerable and iQueryable? Enumerable, it fetch data from the database, like if it provides the unfiltered data. Like if for example you have a 10,000 record, if you use the enumerable, it will fetch all the data. After that, it will filter data. And when you are using iQueryable, so it will be provided you filter data. For example, in your database you have a 10,000 record and you want only top 10, so it will provide you filter data. But in the case of enumerable, you first fetch all the 10,000 record. After that, you can filter the data. So this is the major difference between enumerable and iQueryable. So here we can make a DTO, product read DTO. Okay, so you can see here giving error because it's not able to find this class, this DTO, because we are not added reference of this console application. So we need to write here, right click and click on add and click on project reference. And here we need also need data sets layer because we can inject uh, our application TV context here in constructor, and we also need a DTO. So we can add the reference of this projects. So you can see here we can add here the reference of data sets layer and DTOs. So now you can easily get this class project read DTO. Okay, and then last we write here get all. Next we will make for a like get by id, in which in a parameter we can pass the id. It returns a list of all the projects. This one for add project create we can use here, or if you want, here we can use a project, or simply we can define here task void null return type, because we are here we can't take any return type, so here we not need to return anything. Here we will take a DTO project update DTO. And the last we are using task here item. So now we can write here our interface, and we need to make a product service to implementation. So you can see here, this is our product service. Here we can, with the help of dependency injection, we can inject our application DB context, and here we can make a separate service layer, and that communicate with our database. That will be communicate with our database. So we can write a public application, public class, and here we can insert our interface I project service and implement interface. You can see here this is interface, and firstly we need to inject here our application DB context private read only, and then we can make a constructor public service. So here what we can do, we can inject our application DB context, so the service can easily talk with database or communicate with database. So I can add also command with the help of dependency injection. We inject application DB context. So the service can communicate or talk to the database. Okay. So we can inject here our application DB context. Firstly, we will make a method this get all. So what we can do here, because we are using here async and await, so we are here we need to write async, and here we can take any variable like projects is equal await, because we are using async and await application review context dot, which table our projects table dot, in which we only select that value we actually want in the DTO, because here we are using DTO not like directly, we are not directly showing our table that is a project this table. We can communicate with the help of DTOs, so it will helps to provide a security in the front end, because we are not showing our this model in the front end. We can communicate with the help of DTOs. So here we are using await, that's why we need to use here to list async, and then a return project, and then we can make for get by id So here what we can do here, we can't directly return our model. That's why we can return type to a product read DTO. We never return for security purpose. We never return our model directly. So we can convert it product to product read DTO. Okay. And next one is gateway ID. Here firstly we can find that record project is equal. Here we need to write a sync, and here we need to, when we want anything we get from the data, we use await, and here we can need to use find a sync, and here we can pass our ID, this ID, and paste here and enter. Okay, next we can make for, if we can check if product is null, then return null, like that record is not found in the database. Okay, otherwise we we can convert to a, like, we can same return this GTO product read DTO, otherwise return mm, project read DTO and this one. So firstly we can find that record with the help of ID. If that record is a null, then return null, otherwise you can return this value project read DTO. So here same thing we can do here. We can convert our, we can't directly show our model, so we can convert our model to a um, DTO. In the front end we are showing DTO. Okay. In the next one we can make for add. That is here. So here what we can do here, variable variable project is equal, we can get from this here new project. Firstly we need to write here a sync. Here something wrong, because here we need to use project create DTO, not project read DTO, because in which we only take a name. We only take a name because ID is auto generated. We don't need to, when we add a new record, we don't need to pass a ID because it's a auto generated and unique primary key. It's a primary key. So we just write here. Okay. So we can, this is our table name project. So what we can do, we can get the here that name. So project create DTO. Here we can get the name and pass here dot name, and then add to the our database. So what we can do to adding, uh, in the database. So firstly we can write here await. Every time we need to write here async and await. Await. Before that we need to write await dot add async, and here we can pass our this projects and then save changes async to save in the database. So here what we can do, here we can do the reverse. We can convert our project create DTO to a product name model, because in the database this model is saved. That's why we need to convert here. So we converted here. So project model. So project model. And next one is for update. Same thing we can do here. First we find the record by ID. Here same thing we need to write here async and await. Yes. And you simply use a find async, and here you can pass. So here you can pass project create GTO dot ID dot ID. Okay. Then we can check if this project is not equal to null, then update and save changes same. If return null, okay. So here we can write here if project is, because here we don't take any return type. Simply write here not equal null. If it's not equal null, then what we can do here, we can firstly we can change here project dot name is equal to, with this that we can get with the help of GTO. Okay, then we can do a save change async. Wait, save change async. So like that way we can update this, because in a project table we have only one field, that is a name, and ID is the auto generated. We don't write here ID, so we only update here name. This is update, and last one is for delete. So here is our delete method. Firstly we can find that record with the help of ID. Here we will pass our ID, and then if not equal to null, then we can remove and save changes in. await dot await dot objects dot remove, and here we can pass this, and then save changes in. So our service is completed. This is also called, here we can achieve a encapsulation. Encapsulation. We can put here data and method together in a single unit, that is called encapsulation. And our next step is make a new controller. So here, firstly, we can inject our service with the help of dependency injection. Make a constructor and inject. Okay. So here we can inject our uh, dependency injection with the help of constructor. And then we can make a method for get all. To getting anything, any value from the database, we are using HTTP get. And for adding, we are using HTTP post. For update, we are using HTTP update. And last for delete. Action result means it will provide us return type. So here we can call our method that we can make in the service. So go to implementation, you can see here this method we can make in the service. So here what we can achieve here, abstraction. So in here we can achieve abstraction because we can hiding these all the methods, because we are just calling this method get all, get by id, and implementation we can hiding here in the project service. So this is called a abstraction. We just call the method. Dependency injection means we can't write any everything in a same controller. We can call from the outside. So you can see here get all method we can call from the outside, and where is we can make a service here that communicate directly with the database. Here we just inject that and we can call the methods. And the next one we can make for HTTP get by ID. and same method we can call dot get by id. So you can see here this method we can make in the service. Yeah, this method we can call, and then we can check if null, then return not found, otherwise return okay. Okay. And the next we can make for add. Here we can use http post public assign task my action result add assign. Here we need to pass DTOs or check create DTO from me. Uh, so here we can add new product using DTOs. So here what we can do, we add a new project using DTOs, await. Here again we can call this method and pass this parameter that it want, and then return okay, and return any message because here we can return not take any return type, so you can give any simple message. And the next for update, then we can use the http put http put. So here we can write update, and here same thing we can write public async task action result, and also you can write update async. You can give any name here, not need to same name, but this is the formal way to write project update DTO space project update DTO. Okay, so here we can write await, and the last we can write return. Okay, project updated successfully. You can give a simple message. So you can here same we can call a service method, this one that we can make in here in the service, and the last one is for delete http delete, yes delete, and here we can write public async, and here we can pass the id entirely and await the delete. We can call that method and return okay. Project deleted successfully. We can give this message because we can't take any return type for these three. So our controller will be make, and our last step is and very important step. We need to register our interface and services here in the program.cs file with the help of like add scope. So we can write here builder dot services dot add scope, and inside this we can put our interface project service comma project service. So here we can inject our service. We can register or inject, sorry, register our interface and service. So this is our last step. Every time when you make any service, we need to add here, register here in the end. So now, firstly, we will rebuild the solution. Okay, no error. So just run. I can add here breakpoints. So you can see here. Firstly, we will add a new record. Try it out. Execute. So okay, this is for get all. Okay, here we are giving a wrong name. That's why. Here we need to write get all. This is method for get all, not add. Add, update, all output. Okay, okay, okay. So firstly, we can add a new record here. We can simply give any name. For example, I'm giving in there and click on execute. So you can see here we can add the breakpoint, and in the request we can get this because from the request body we can pass this. Click on F10 or go down. So you can see here. Now we can. So here it will be go in our service. So I can add a breakpoint here also in a add method. So here we can give only name because ID is the auto generated. So we can write here name Pawan. So you can see here first it will go there and then it will go here in the service, and here we can get this name, and when it get from this DTO and add here and then save changes scene, then this record will be updated in the database. This is this database we can use, and so we can check here. This is our database. This is our table. So you can see here, we can add here two times. I think one we can add it before. And when we click here, this name will be saved in the database. So you can see here, this name will be saved in the database. Okay. So with the help of this, we can add our record, update, or you can see here in the get all, we can get that record. And same thing, same like way it will be work for a add or update. If you can pass your id 1 and delete, that record will be deleted here. And if you want to update, you just pass your id 1 and you can update to, so you can update here directly. So this code will be updated, and when you check your database, so this is a, this will be, because first we are already deleted, so we can pass any another id. So you can see here, here is updated. Okay, so this is done for today class, and today we will cover our onion architecture. Uh, we can implement here onion architecture and DTOs and use async and await and use all our ops concept. Okay, so this is done for today videos. Thanks for watching. I hope this video will be helpful for you.